everyone. It is great to see you again. It is Tuesday, and it is 5 p.m. And today I'm hoping that we're going to have a special guest, but we'll see. It is really absolutely wonderful to see you all again. Oh, hi, Stacey Mohammed. I've got a whole bunch of questions. You guys are coming in with these questions. We had almost 1,000 questions, so I am going to try to get through a bunch today. Oh, hi, Kelly. Kelly Lefkowitz is here. It's a friend of mine. Hey, everybody. People are asking me where I live. I live all over the place. No, I'm kidding. I live in LA and in New York. Okay, so it's so funny. I so want my glasses, but they I have one of these ring lights. I'm sure you guys can see it reflected in my eyes. And it's terrible to wear glasses with a ring light. So I'm going to be an old person today. Hi, Paris. Paris Morgan is here, you guys, who plays the incredibly lovely Yasmin. I know that a lot of you, hi, Eric, a lot of you guys have commented on how many Yasmins we've had, but Paris is amazing. They're all, amazing, but definitely Paris is amazing. And she was great in this episode. Okay, so before we get started, I have one comment from A1.trendy. Method Man is killing this lawyer role. He carried episode 7. Congratulations to Cliff Method Man Smith for his second nomination for Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series for the Image Awards. Thank you, Image Awards. I also want to just shout out Mary, who got another nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Mary is amazing. Love her. Someone just said, let's see, Nisa Gates said, thank you for not making Tariq a snitch. Well, no, this whole episode is about doing things differently from his father. And I know a lot of you guys don't like to talk about the fact that Ghost is a snitch. I've argued this with many people. Many people have argued about this. We even argue about this in the writer's room. But as you guys know, backstory of how Kanan got into jail in the first place. It is Ghost and Tasha who set him up to be pulled over by the police. Is that technically snitching? Who can say? We've had lots of arguments about it. This episode was also written by Monica C. Mitchell, you guys know, and by Lacey Herbert. I don't know that if Lacey has an Instagram or not, but shout out to Lacey, who is amazing, and from DC. So, DC represent. Okay, I will start with a few of these questions. I'm going to just make sure that you guys don't have any. Davis deserves a spinoff. Funny story. Years ago, I pitched a kind of a Better Call Saul with Proctor. So we would go back in time before Proctor was dead and kind of meet all of his kind of cast of characters and people that he had represented over the years. I really wanted to do that, but they did not say yes. Okay, let's see. Oh, yes, I am wearing a red lip this week. And yes, when does season... Whoa, it's only Raj. When does season 3 start shooting? We've pushed back several times, or they have pushed back several times because, sadly, because of COVID in New York. It's wild out there. Protect yourself. Okay. Doughboy 60 ounce, maybe? Or 60Z. Will Tariq ever gain full custody of Yaz this season? You are going to have to wait. Tariq is currently on trial for murder, so that doesn't look like that's happening right away, but we never know. DeReal Brandon asks, will Monet ever tell Zeke the truth? Now, I'm interested, you guys watching, why do you think she didn't tell him? In the first, oh yes, December's World, Lala was nominated also. Lala was nominated. One of my best friends in the world was nominated. I'm so excited for her. I'm so excited for her because I love Lala so much. She was also nominated. She was not nominated for Ghost. Unfortunately, Lakeisha Grant is dead, but yes, shout out to Lala, of course. Okay. Yeah, so will Monet ever tell Zeke the truth? Do you guys understand why she didn't tell him the truth this time? I mean, she had an opening, right? I mean, Dante kind of forced her hand. Dante Mecca kind of forced her hand. My mom and I were actually talking about this as my mom just watched 207 with me, and she was saying, why is he doing this? And I was like, well, because he's trying to get into all areas of her life, right? She shut him out. She said, I don't want to do this. My husband's home. I need to focus on that. And what happened instead? It's your boy. Mecca was like, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually meet your husband and I'm going to go meet Zeke. So he does a lot. As the kids would say, he's doing too much right now. Okay, I see I have a soror in the house. Happy Founders Day a couple days ago. Is Diana going to get pregnant by Tariq? You know what's so funny? Y'all, I mean, okay. So everybody always asks about pregnancies. Pregnancy stories are not my favorite. We've only done one, which was with Holly. I don't know if you guys have seen, and again, I'm not answering the question directly, but Tariq has had a lot of condoms in various drawers in his room, and I will leave that. Someone asked me how I was doing today. You know what? I'm having an okay day. I'm having an okay day. Okay, let's see. All right. Why didn't Michael Rainey get a nomination? Or Kane, they're both doing so well. King David Uzo asks. I mean, I don't have an answer for that because I'm not on the NAACP Image Nominating Committee. Sam Bam the Man asks, hi Courtney, how far will everything go with Zeke's story, especially with Lorenzo? Now that's so interesting. I don't know how to answer that question. Let's see. How do I feel about Kane pulling a gun out on Davis? That's _Daesh asks. Well, actually, since we came up with it, I guess, are you asking like, why did we do that? The reason we did that is because when Monet went to Kane and she said, well, what are you going to do about Davis and how are you going to keep him in line now that we don't have money to keep him in line? That's how Kane thinks, right? What is Kane going to do? Given the opportunity to do various types of, nefarious acts, what is Kane going to do? He's probably going to go with some force, right? Let's see. Okay. All right. Rain Night 2. Does Lorenzo realize Kane is just like him, a hothead who doesn't think before moving? No. Lorenzo thinks that Lorenzo, is like a chess master and is like the king of strategy. Lorenzo does not see himself as a hothead at all. That's like a really important point. Kane doesn't see himself as like Lorenzo either. There's a lot of disconnect between those two people. Okay. Too Hot to Handle asks, can we trust that Davis is on Tariq's side from the Kane scene? I think Davis is on Davis's side, don't you think? I mean, one thing that we do know, though, is that at the end of the episode when he goes to confront Kerry, and I want to know what y'all think about Kerry, okay? But when he goes to confront Kerry, what does he say? He says, make no mistake, my client is going to walk free. So, what does that mean? I guess that's it. Okay. Let's see. This is a good question. Juanita Baby asks, how does Dante know how Zeke got his name but didn't know about him? Obviously, when he found out his son was named Ezekiel Cross, he knew exactly why she named him Ezekiel, because of the tattoo. And remember, he says that she went with him to get it. Okay. Sosa 25, did it have any plans for Kanan to be a book 2 ghost? I guess that question is, did we have plans for Kanan to be in book 2? He is, and Kanan is in book 2. Kanan definitely is. He's just there as a ghost figure because he died. You're funny, D Lynch 47. She didn't tell Zeke because he can't handle the truth. That's hilarious. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Joseph Taylor 88. Monet didn't tell Zeke the truth because that would mess up her plan for retirement. Exactly. Okay. Yes, she's depending on Zeke to go to the draft. I love that. Let's see. Thank you for saying Ghost is unpredictable. All right, cool. I need to know where to get the clothing pieces Tariq be wearing, says the famous kid. Hit up Frank Fleming, our genius costume designer. How amazing is Frank, by the way? Like, give him his flowers. He's amazing. Okay, let's see. Neo Moto LA, I think that's how you say that, says, do the Tejada siblings know that Zeke is their brother? No, they don't know anything. Let's see. Fabulous Cat. Did Davis and Kerry sleep together? Yes, they did. They had a relationship when she was a prosecutor and he was a criminal defender defending his client. That is a huge no-no. Let's see. Okay. I love that you guys keep pitching other shows. If every single character gets their own spinoff, there will be no characters on each other's spinoffs. Just to say it. So for those of you who are saying Davis needs his own spinoff, then he wouldn't be on this show. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's see. All right. Oh my God. Lovely Leisha. Is Ghost really dead? Where is my alcohol? Uncle Caesar, Patina Miller was robbed. She should have gotten nominated. Without saying that anyone else should not have been nominated, I agree with you, Uncle Caesar. Patina was robbed. She was mugged in the street. Let's see. Okay. Epic Angel, did Monet sign the paperwork for the trust from Dante? No, she did not. Okay. Hold on, okay. I need to keep that separate. All right. Let's see. Josh Walking 7 asked, can I explain Zeke's backstory a little more? Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. A lot of Zeke's backstory is going to come out in episode 8. Episode 8 to me is like, first of all, episode 8 is my favorite episode of the season. It's the biggest episode, I think, other than episode 5. Y'all are in for a real treat next week, and you're going to get a lot of answers to a lot of the questions you've been asking, specifically the ones about the Tejada family timeline, about what Monet did, and when she did it. You're going to get a lot of answers, and in an unexpected way. Okay, let's see. Rochelle 38, is Effie going to hate Diana by the end of the season for sleeping with Tariq? Well, that would be if Effie found out. Will she find out? That is the question. Let's see. Okay, if TDM 23, if Drew fails to separate business and pleasure with Everett, will that make Lorenzo look at him different? I mean, I don't really know how Lorenzo is going to take what just happened, because he probably should have done it, right? He probably should have pulled the trigger, maybe? I don't know. My mom asked me that, by the way. My mom was like, what's going to happen to Everett? Which I love, because I was like, I'm not going to tell you. Ha 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 ha. Oh, we hate Kerry, said Kiddo Riggs 22. Do you guys hate Kerry? Hit me in the likes. Do you really hate Kerry? Like, is that really how you guys feel? Oh, snap. I guess so. So I was going to ask Melanie Liebert to come on. So maybe at some point I'll ask her, in the future. Alexandria Monet is asking me, is Effie going to have her backstory come about at any point? Will we get to see where she came from? Yes, you will, but that is season 3. That's not going to come this season. I know I'm not supposed to tell people that, but I kind of like for you guys to know what to expect. And if you're actually expecting to see a lot of Effie backstory this season, it's not coming. It's coming for next year. Let's see. Who is the character who walked in the bar to talk to Monet? That is Evelyn, who is Uncle Frank's wife, and she was played by the amazing Luna Laura Velez, who's someone I've always wanted to work with. Let's see. Ayo Major says, as I go back and watch the original Power, I noticed the show was always about Tariq. That is very interesting. I think you guys may or may not know this, but I will try to... Oh, hey, Melanie Liebert is here. Oh my goodness. Hi, Mel. I think I may have told you guys this before, but in the original version of the outline that I wrote, so this is a long time ago, the original version of the outline, Tariq was 15. When we cast Naturi, we had to cast an 11-year-old, which is how we got Michael Rainey, which is awesome. But he was originally 15, and so I was going to tell a different story. We got some of that story. I did end up being able to tell some of it, but not all of it. So, we still have a lot more story to tell. Let's see. I am trying to find somebody. Did Kerry prosecute Davis's brother? Oh my God, that's a good idea. No, that's not what we're playing, but that's a really good idea. That would be amazing if that was the case, but no. Let's see, hold on. Oh, I see someone who loves Kerry. Skinny El Nazar, will we see Brushandria's role become bigger than what it is? We didn't have space to do that as large as I wanted to. Like, I really am such a huge fan of Light Skin Keisha. Like, I think she is amazing. I mean, really amazing. I don't know if you guys, saw her over the week, but she was amazing. She's so funny. She's got great comic timing. And, she's just like a really smart, incredible, woman. I think she's just dope. She's just super dope. Hold on one second. I know I'm looking for somebody who is, okay, if you know who you are, I'm not going to tell them, but can you send your request again? Because I don't think it came through. Just seeing, will it show up? View request, okay. Yeah, okay, well, I don't see oh, there we go. I hope that works. I hit accept, so let's see what happens. I don't know. Sometimes this is going to be really... There you are! Finally! Hi!
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Stuck in my house. How are you?
I'm not stuck in the house, but I'm in the house currently.
Okay. I saw your lovely wife was here. That was very exciting.
Yes, Keely. She's watching, I think, in the other room.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Okay, I have actually questions for you. But first,
are they filled with hate and rage?
I don't know if they're filled with hate and rage. Let's see if they are. But before we get to that, isn't it amazing that Meth and Mary were nominated again? Isn't that exciting?
I mean, Yeah, it so is. And I got to tell you, like on a personal level, I'm so it's such a joy to work with Method. I mean, he's not just that is he really talented actor, but he's like, he's the real deal. He shows up, he's fun. He you can feel when he steps onto set, the whole crew, the rest of the cast, he elevates the building with his energy and his passion. So he's so much fun to work with, and he totally deserves it.
I could not say more about how amazing Cliff is, like how, like that energy. I'm so jealous of you that you get to work with him all the time because I haven't been there, but he is such a dope human being.
Yeah.
He's so great and he's so talented and you guys are so much fun together, like back and forth, back and forth. I
Oh,
just
I
love
have
it.
so much fun, and he challenges me so much. Like I feel like he really ups my game because it's like, well, he's doing that. I got to come at him, at that same level. So I feel like it really helps elevate my game too.
Oh, it's amazing. Okay, so I just want to say hello to a couple of our cast members that are here. So Woody is here. What's up, Woody? Oh my God, love Kane. And then I saw Berto, who plays Lorenzo. People have a lot of questions for you, Berto. And there's a lot of like, hey, Shane, coming across here. So you have some fans out there. Isn't that exciting?
I do. Those are all my family members. Those are my,
Got it.
yeah.
Got it. You know what's funny? I wish, because we haven't, obviously gotten the attention from the Emmys that I wish we had. Like, I do wish that there was some kind of award show that we could have for the members of the cast who are not of color, because I feel like you guys almost, because you don't always get your due. And I feel like you and Jerry and Lucy, like we've had some amazing cast members who are not of color, and I just feel like I want you guys to get yours too. Obviously, Joseph Shakora as well.
Yeah.
I just want you guys to get yours as well. I want everybody to get honored. And
You know what? But other people getting nominated, it does it for me too, because I feel like, not that I'm taking away from their nominations, but I feel like we're all part of that. And so for me, it's a win. Seeing them get nominated is like we're doing our job, and it's a win for all of us.
You know what? It was so funny that someone just put up that we should have a Power Award show, and I wish we could just do Power Superlatives, like most likely to X or Y. They did a little bit of that for a thing this year, and it was so funny to me. Like, who's like most likely to be late to set. That was very
You're right.
very funny. Okay, so all right, so let's ask a few Sax questions. I want to ask a few Sax questions. Okay, how does Sax? Again, this is Low Just. How does Sax feel about Tariq?
Well, I think it's changed over time. I think originally he probably felt bad for anybody associated with James St. Patrick, and then when that's gone, when that whale is no longer available for me to hunt, and Tariq comes on the scene, I think it's a way for me to sort of I'm not getting the Moby Dick, but I'm getting the son of Moby Dick, which is good. And so I think it's kind of that same dog with a bone originally, but now I also feel like I've started to kind of see what he's made of and see that it's not just about him. And with James St. Patrick, it was like he had this mess with Angela and with some of with other people that I knew those deaths were because of him, and so it was muddied and it was personal. With Tariq, it's like he's looking out for his sister, he's worried about his mom. So I think I have more of a softness. Like you just saw that scene with me and Quincy, who I love Quincy, but she's kind of saying, listen, this kid has good in him. And and my question is like, well, does he want it? And she's like, yeah, I think he does. And so we're both hopeful that he can be different. But I do want to put somebody in jail though.
Oh, do you? Did you just say that? You want to put somebody in jail? That's so interesting. That's so interesting that you say that. Okay. All right. So
a lot of L's in my career.
Okay. Tony Montana says, one more. When will Sax finally get his time? I'm sick of him always fucking with my boy. I guess that would be some hate. Let me ask you something. Do you, now that you're, we're talking about Sax, how does Sax feel about Jenny right now after episode 207?
Man, things have gotten a little muddied now, haven't they? I mean, the relationship, I'm not going to say that the relationship was ever clean,
Mm-hmm.
because we're, obviously it's an unethical probably relationship anyway. But I think once I start kind of using her a little bit without her knowing, um, like the piece of information that kind of helps me get, somebody out of jail, right, is based on information I get from her. So it's like, she's it's I here's the thing. I always sense that I have more feelings for her than she does for me. And so that kind of like makes me sad for Sax. Um, but it does. It kind of makes me sad for Sax, but it also makes me love him. It's kind of like, oh, this poor guy. He can't win anywhere. No matter where he goes, he loses with his family. He loses with his girl. He loses in the court of law. At some point he's going to win.
You know what? It's so funny. Like I will just tell you that I very much last year we were coming up with 2 years ago we were coming up with your family. That was always like a part that I really wanted to live in is Succession and like all of those different lawyers and things. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to do that, but that was really exciting. All right, I'm going to ask you a couple more questions.
Yeah.
Can you tell our fans a story about like any time that you were in power, like something behind the scenes that was really fun that happened?
Behind this, I mean, we laugh. First of all, we laugh a lot. We laugh a lot.
Yeah.
And methods. Here's something that's pretty fun, and it's funny for the rest of the cast too. Is Method will come in and like in these courtroom scenes between takes, he'll start like rapping. Right? He's spitting rhymes. He's working on material, and you just have to sit there and listen, and you're not quite sure how to respond. Like I'm like, is this off the cuff? Is this something that's written? Are you working it out? Are you looking for a response? So we're all just sitting around smiling while he's rapping for like 50 people, and I wish I could record it. I think that would be inappropriate, but it's like it feels like you're getting an impromptu concert with Method. So that's a lot of fun.
Can you imagine how many people would pay for the opportunity to just randomly be able to hear Method Man work
It's
on rhymes?
unbelievable. You should
By the
see
way, and now
the
it's your daily
background.
life.
Yeah, the background artists are like hanging out. They're just beaming, and I'm sure they're sneaking their phones up too. But they're beaming because it's like he's just spitting rhymes, and of course, I'm not going to try and compete. I'm not going to battle with him.
No,
I've got no skills.
Maybe Method raps and you dance because we've all seen your dance moves. A lot of people are chiming in and calling you Uncle Nancy, which I love. So one other thing, and I mean, this is something we have in common because we're both, we've been there since the beginning. How has power changed your life?
Undeniably, the power universe has been the single biggest blessing of my career for sure. And you handed me that. So I am eternally grateful to you, obviously. It's changed my life significantly. I've told this story a few times. It's maybe an embarrassing story, but I also think it's inspiring. I'll tell it quickly. I was straight up at the unemployment line, like in my beat up Ford Taurus, in the unemployment office, having to listen to, this is how you fill out your paperwork. Got in my car, changed into my suit for Sax, and drove to the audition, like all in that day. And so it clearly, in that respect, definitely changed my life. And in this business, there's a lot of ups and downs. I've had incredible projects that I've been a part of. I've had things where I thought, oh, this is maybe 10 times in my career. I was like, this is the thing. You just wait till they get a load of this. And you never know until it's happening. And this is the thing, this is the thing for me that has put me on the map. That's helped me pay a few bills and help my kids and my family. And so it's been incredible, and it's a great launching pad, I think, for other things too.
I was going to say, thank you so much for saying it was me. I didn't give you anything. You earned it. One. Two, I will just say, one thing that I get a lot of questions on here for writers And for those of you who are actors, like I hope you like guys heard that story, but it's inspiring to anyone because it can look like it's lowest and then just change everything. But do you have any words of encouragement or any advice for people who want to be who are trying to get on as an actor? Because I know a lot of them are on here right now.
Yeah, 100%. Here's what I would say: if you're serious about this business as a writer or as an actor or as a director or anything, if you're serious about being an artist and you just hang yourself out to do it, meaning that you don't give up, you surround yourself with the right people that believe in you, and you create a community and you keep at it, I don't think that there's any way that you can really fail. I just think it's a matter of sticking to it and persevering and studying and taking it seriously and studying. There's a lot of people that are kind of amateurish about it, where they're just like, oh, I want to be on your show, or I want to be an actor, or I want to write a film. It's like, it's not that easy. It takes work, you know. We study this and we drink it in every day. And so if you're that kind of a person, you are unstoppable, I think. When the time is right, it'll happen for you.
I agree with all of that. And I think, you know, when people always ask me, like, how do you become a writer? I'm like, are you writing already? You know, write, like have stuff, you know, like there have been various people who I've been like, I met them and I was like, I need to read your writing. And they had something ready for me to write. Like sometimes for me to read, like sometimes people are like, they're not ready. They're not writing. They're like, well, I can't because I'm not getting paid for it. I didn't get paid for writing for years. So, you know what I mean? Like I was always doing it just like you were doing your push-ups, you know? It's like, you have to learn, right? You have to, you know, you have to be in class as an actor. As far as I understand, you have to keep taking, you have to keep working, you have to keep auditioning, you have to keep going, you know, and it's
You know
tough.
me,
It's tough
I've
out
been
there.
studying. People think, oh, you're on a, you know, once your career starts, you stop studying. And, um, you know, I know that this is a cheesy thing to say because it's, you know, but like, you know, The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you know him personally. I don't, but one of the
Yeah.
things that really inspires me about him is that he's at the top of his game, and he's still not letting up off the gas. You know, a lot of people be like, well, you've made it, so you don't have to study, you don't have to work out anymore, you don't have to push yourself anymore, you're already there, it's already happening. And the people that inspire us, the Tom Brady's, whether love him or hate him, Dwayne Johnson, you know, Kevin Hart, like those guys don't let up. And I wish they could bottle that up so you could just drink it and enjoy that kind of energy and dedication and commitment. But I feel like, you know, we all could use more of that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And sometimes it's really lonely. You can't always have fun and be in that space too.
Not if you
Um,
want to be the best, you know?
no, and not if you want to keep going. When people say, "Why did you kill Ghost?" So I do have to go because I got to finish the rest of these questions. But before I go, I just wanted to say to everyone very publicly, like Shane is one of my really close friends, and you know, I lost my brother this year, and I'm just so grateful for you in my life, Shane. I just want you to know from me to you that
I
I
love
really
you,
appreciate it.
Courtney, and you have my heart, and I'm such a huge fan of yours, and I look forward to all the incredible things that are about to explode for you.
We'll see. Thank you. Your lips
I
to God's
know, I
ears.
know, I know. God bless you.
All right, I'll see you later.
See you later.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get into some of the rest of your questions. Oh, Kelly, love to you too. And for those of you who are asking me for other people from the show, like stay tuned as I can make those things happen. I will try to do that. We may actually end up doing a few more of these after the season is over, just to make sure that sometimes people get to have a conversation with the fans. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to answer a few more questions. All right. Why didn't tell? Okay, no. I did ask that. Okay. Who is the stylist for the Tejadas? There isn't a separate stylist. It's all Frank Fleming. Let's see. Louis 45898. Monet is a boss. How will she handle Lorenzo's attempts to push her into the background? What do you think she's gonna do? What do you think she's gonna do? How do you think Monet is gonna handle all the issues that are happening? Let's see. Is it factual Kerry slept with Davis? Yes, she did. That is true. Okay. Let's see. What else? All right. Too hot to handle. Oh wait, I already answered a question from you. But she asked, "Die Hard fan, maybe I missed something last season. Why is it?" Yeah, it's with Tasha. It's because Tasha was removed from the cemetery. If you remember, it was like they just took her and she went. She didn't have a chance to pick up her child. We did have a scene about that, but we actually had to cut it. You know, I overwrite. This is the thing that you guys probably don't know. I overwrite. So I write way too long and there are too many scenes and there's a whole bunch of deleted scenes that I wish that we could get out there because I write so much stuff. Kimi Cakes asks, although Tariq has brain and he seems incredibly isolated, is this being done on purpose? Yes. Yes, because if you guys remember, Ghost also was really isolated. Like, this is the thing about not being able to break the familial patterns. He can't help himself. It's kind of his personality. And, you know, we've talked about this before. Tariq is really closed off. You know, I mean, even Monet actually, not Monet, Lauren says that to him in this episode, where she's like, you lied to me the whole time. And he says, oh, it's because I was trying to protect you. But is that the case? Let's see. Okay. Enough says, do the actors, main characters, have options to improvise? I think I've gone through this before, but I'll just say real quickly. People get the script. They have the opportunity at the table read to offer a different line. If their line is better, we take it. I love it. I love that when people amplify the lines. We don't do a lot of improv on set, though, because it's really hard for everybody and outside of a comedy setting. And especially because there are plot points that we absolutely have to hit. So there are certain pieces of information that you guys need to have. And so sometimes improv can lose those pieces. You have to be careful. Young Pole Master, why is Monet always lying and never happy? Well, Monet had her moments of happiness, especially last season, but somebody's home that's really messing up her groove, if you know what I'm saying. And why is Monet lying all the time? Well, she's lying all the time because she's got to cover up that she has, her boo thing is back. Okay, somebody asked me, will Diana put together the stranger who approached Zeke and D from Monet's cell phone? Keep watching. Okay, let's see. Flex Squad E-Rich, will we ever get an intimate scene involving light-skinned Keisha? LOL. Sir, talk to your girlfriend about that. Okay. What was one of the craziest predictions you saw someone predict in a recap or comments? Well, you know, sometimes you guys are right. Like, you guys are right so often. Like, it's unbelievable how often you're right. And I just have to sort of say, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, like, I just saw one right now that is literally exactly what we're going to do in season 3. Like, somebody literally just absolutely predicted it. But I just ignore those because I can't say anything because that would ruin the fun. Sun_Keru, do you believe if Tariq gets away with this murder, he will grow to be more dangerous than Ghost? I don't know that I believe that Tariq is more dangerous than Ghost in like the more like in the sort of street way. I do think that Tariq has almost a better ability to hide in plain sight in some ways than his father did. And I do think that he can learn. He has a whole life ahead of him. Remember, Ghost is not going to have access to the same level of education or the same level of help. What's interesting is in all those parallels, Ghost is Tariq and Tommy is Brayden, which is wrong entirely. But in all of those, one of the things that is really a difference between Tommy and Brayden is that the way that Tommy could help Ghost was all like physical. It was all force. That's why the episode, the spinoff is called Force. It was all about physicality. It was all about, you know, mass times acceleration, really. And Brayden is really well connected. Brayden has, because of his family name, he's able to move and do things that Tommy never could have dreamed of. In the same way that Tariq has access that Ghost never could have dreamed of. I think that's another way, in a way that I'm looking at it in terms of how African Americans, we have more access. It's still unequal, it's still not fair, but we have a lot more access, some of us, than we used to. And there are ways to get in, and that makes the story more complicated. I don't know if you guys ever remember, but one of the things that I was writing about from the beginning of Power Book 1 was about Barack Obama becoming president. I never thought there'd be a black president in my lifetime. So that changes a lot of things. Let's see. Will Lauren and Tariq get married so Lauren can't testify against him? That's interesting. Do you think Tariq wants to marry that girl? Is that what you think he wants to do right now? Okay, let's see. Earl Sinclair, I'm sorry. How far advanced do you think of Tariq's arc? Do you ultimately know where his story ends? I have about six seasons of Ghost in my head. I don't know that they're going to happen that way because I don't work there anymore, but definitely I thought about kind of 6 seasons out. Diamond, why didn't Diana listen to Effie about Tariq? Diana didn't listen to her mother about Tariq either. Do you think that's going to work out? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, wow. You guys are asking really, really good questions that I can't answer. Okay. Tate sees his messed up ways in Kerry. He's compassionate toward her. Why? Oh, okay. So you were asking why was he compassionate toward Kerry? Well, Tate isn't all bad. He's a complicated character. One of the great things about Lorenz is that he can give you all those levels. Like in episode 7, by the way, how great was Lorenz? He gave you full O-Dog with Tariq in like a couple lines. And then he was really incredibly great in that party scene with Dad Weston. And then he was also really compassionate to Kerry. I don't know where that relationship is gonna end up. Let's see. She loves Bennett. How does Monet think this lie will work out? Zeke will never trust her after the truth comes. Well, isn't that interesting? Will Zeke have any choice? I mean, who will Zeke trust? That's the question. I mean, I think that's one thing that's really interesting is that you guys have pointed out so many times that Zeke is so dumb. But the reality is, like, once that's revealed to him and that he has trusted the wrong people, he's going to start to think for himself. And I'm not sure how that's going to work out. He doesn't have a lot of practice doing that. Let's see. Somebody's asking about Elisa Marie. I said this last week that I'd love to see Elisa Marie eventually come into force. Let's see. Was Drew really about to clock his little boo thing? Says Pink Panta. Yes, he was. Yes, he was about to do that. Let's see. I am Lou Collins. Please explain Tariq and Tamika's connection. It feels like he's looking for his mom and her. I think Tamika's a very significant person in his life. You know, she's in a lot of ways, she's like auntie, right? She's a kind of auntie. And she's the kind of auntie who also tells you when you done fucked up, right? Because how does she approach Tariq? She just basically says like, did you kill that cop? And he says, I didn't kill that cop. And she's like, yeah, this cop. Because she knows full well what he did to Ray Ray. Let's not forget Ray Ray, y'all. Let's see. I sensed a moment between Kane and Tariq. Will they become friends? This is Salval de Cio. Why Salval de Cio? Will Kane and Tariq become friends? Do you guys think that Tariq can trust Kane? Do you think that? I don't feel like he can. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. If I could bring one person back from Power to book 2 to be a regular, who would it be? That is such a great question. Oh my God, I love the questions that are like, just like what, you know, who would I like to have back from Power? Who would be interesting? Gosh, I mean, wow, I hadn't even thought about that. I guess, you know, I think I've said before, you know, I would love to have Lakeisha back for Force. I kind of am playing with all the people that I really would like to play with in the Power Book 2 universe, because a lot of people would, I think, like if you had like Omari back, for example, like it would draw the focus over there. If you had Tommy in that, when he has shown up, Tasha is part of the world, but she's in part of the world as kind of Tariq's mom. I'm trying to think of who else there would be. The only person who would be interesting, I guess, to have like kind of full-time in a way would be Proctor. And to see how Proctor and Davis had different kind of views. But that's my inner legal show, like rearing its ugly head. I always wanted to write LA Law or like The Practice growing up. So maybe that's just me wanting to have all those different personalities in a firm. Everyone having to defend Tariq for his latest murder. Official Ash 11, who is my favorite character? Right now, I'm really digging on Effie. I've always loved Brushandria. Oh, I had a question. There was a question on Twitter, and I will wrap up shortly, but there's a question on Twitter. Someone asked me, why is she named Brushandria? She actually explains her name in season 1. She says her parents are Bruce and Chandria, and they put their names together, and they are Brushandria. And you actually meet her mom, Chandria, last season. You saw her parents. They actually came through. But I also want to say that the reason that she is Brushandria and the reason she's written the way that she's written is really about the fact that when I was in college, when I was at Brown, and also at Columbia, there were girls who had hair, had nails, who were from urban environments, who were just as fucking smart as anybody else. And I wanted to dramatize that because people always think or I shouldn't say people, I should say a lot of people think that a certain way of looking means you're unintelligent, and that is not true. That is not true at all. Like, we are so smart and so beautiful and so amazing. And I will just say, you know, light-skinned Keisha is a fucking smart woman. She's a smart woman. She's a badass. She's about her money, and she's also a great actress. And I just felt like this is exactly the point that I want to make. This morning, my mother was like, "Why is she wearing that dress?" And I was like, "She's wearing that dress because that's what she would wear for a formal event." And it's just very funny. Let's see. Okay, Coach K, does Tamika watch the innocence shed from Tariq in this episode? Yeah, I think she learned that Tariq is not a little boy anymore. I think that's really, really fair. Let's see. Travis James _ Co. Tamika seems to really care about Tariq. Has she washed her hands of him? For now she has, because he didn't want to snitch. Tariq is not a snitch. Justin.Pointer03, how did Tariq get bail on a double homicide and one of them was a cop? Again, you know, it's funny. It's like, this is the same thing as like someone who's saying to me, like, it's not realistic that he would have gotten out. No, it's not realistic because Tate used his influence to do it. It's not how things happen in the real world at all. It's how things happen when people manipulate the system. So there we go. Okay, someone is answering, what does BIPOC mean? Yes, Black, Indigenous people of color. Let's see. Laz the Swag, why did Davis not freak out with Kanan in his car? Has he been in that situation before? We actually talked about this. This is a great question. We actually talked about this. Davis takes the cases of some really bad people, and hopefully we're going to have more of that. We'll see more of that in season 3. He's represented some really bad people before, some really tough people. So is that the first time he's been threatened with a gun? No, not really. Let's see. Okay. See if there's anything else. I love when you guys ask me, is Kane going to die? Like, what if, like, if someone said to me, like, is Kane going to die? Like, why would I, what? Like, I would never answer that question. I would never answer any of those questions. Like, you know, but I guess, you know, I get it. I guess why you ask. Let's see. 223. What does Frank's wife mean when she tells Monet Lorenzo better be safe? What did you guys think? I thought she was threatening her. That's what I thought, at the very least. Okay, let's see. Last question. What's going to happen in the next episode? Can you give us a sneak peek? Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that there's not any questions that I haven't answered. Okay, great. All right, so what's gonna happen in the next episode? Can you give us a sneak peek? Yes, I will. What I will tell you is that this episode, it's kind of, episode 7 was kind of like the gateway to like the last 3 episodes of the season. Those of you who are real Power fans know that episode 8 is always really intense, right? Hit me in the likes, you guys know it. Real fans know that episode 8 is always really intense and always involves some big death. You are going to see a really big death next episode, and you are also going to see a few secrets revealed. And so, not a few, a lot of secrets revealed, It's going to be a big episode. You're going to have to watch, it a number of times, I think. This is going to probably toward the end of it, try not to have water in your mouth because you might spit all over your stuff in your living room and you'll be mad. Okay. And on that note, it has been lovely hanging out with 2,000 of you this time. So exciting. I can't wait for next week. I can't wait for your reactions. Obviously hit me in comments, and I'm so excited. As usual, it's a privilege to be with you. It's always a privilege. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great week.
PlaceTheBest.com, guys. Are you tired of crapping out on sites like Fanduel and Draftkings? Go to PlaceTheBest.com. Set your fantasy lineup. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. They got them all. They'll set your lineup. 30 days is only $1. You can go, you can sign up right now. That 30 days is only $1. PlaceTheBets.com and get that Skrilla. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and please check out my podcast at anchor.fm/AkariPress, or just type in Akari Press on your favorite streaming platform today.